Hey, good morning. It's Guido coming at you with a coffee talk, and someone else actually. Oh, wait a minute, I got to point that way. Someone else. So here's the deal, guys. I've been at this for a couple years, really 2 years, I suppose, straight with the coffee talk thing, and kind of run its course. We're going to try something a little bit different. Still going to be coffee talk. We're still going to talk about things, World of Tanks, and other things as well. But what I did is I got my team together, a crack team of savvy professionals. All right, these guys all sat around, and of course we threw out the standard question of, all right, how do we make this thing better? What do we need? And we came to the conclusion that we need somebody who is articulate, handsome, intelligent, and possibly foreign. So we found one. We found one. He's over here. Pilgrim, say hi to everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Hi,
Thank you
everybody.
very much for having me on.
All right, man. Are you coffee or tea? What do you got going on today?
Tea. Don't do coffee. Not in this household.
Wait, hold on. In a coffee mug?
Well, okay. This is a little bit of a sop to you and your channel. And your
Okay.
coffee,
Yeah, I feel
okay?
like a I feel
I
like
have had a
so-
teacup with a saucer like before, but
I feel like a rule has been broken here of some kind.
yeah. Well, don't tell her I'm drinking out of a mug.
All right, this is Pilgrim. He is from Britain, England, the UK. It's very confusing that sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, what's England? What's Britain? What's the UK? You know what I
Well,
mean?
it's United Kingdom because it's the United Kingdom, but it's made up of England, Scotland, Wales, and some other place. I can't remember what they call that place across the water. But anyway, and then Great Britain is that bit. I think that's the confusing bit as well for us because Great Britain is Northern Ireland as well. I think.
Right,
Did I get
right.
it right? And then the UK is the three kingdoms.
Three together. Right, right.
Yeah, that's it. I think that's what it is. But from England, I've got
There you go. And a fancy hat, which I appreciate. I like the hat. The hat's
a lot.
fantastic.
Well, as we've said before, it's the American baseball bat for the American, and it's the British flat cap for the working man.
The
in
working
Britain.
man, yes, the
working
common,
man.
the common man, the commonest man I
common
know.
Exactly.
Hey, so a lot of you guys are here for the code. The code will be splashed up through the magic of editing somewhere. It'll also be down in the description. But I appreciate if you want to stick around and check out the coffee talk, because we're just going to talk about World of Tanks, things that are coming up, things that are happening, specials, things you can buy, because we love to shill. I need some help shilling so we can sell. I need to sell more World of Tanks gear and stuff over in the UK so my big check can come through. All right? Yeah.
We'll do that.
Which of course, that's not true at all. I want to thank Air G for sending you guys over here. He has a fantastic stream. He streamed yesterday, and you guys got your code. And he hasn't streamed for a long time, so hopefully Air G is going to come back and grace us with his gameplay because he's an unbelievably good player. Tomorrow you're going to Edge of Insanity, who also has a stream. So definitely go check him out. His stuff will also be down there, so you can get to the next place that you need to go. Like I said, the code is very long. I don't know why, Pilgrim. The code is, you know how they're usually 5 or 6 letters? This one is, well, math in public, but it's about 12, 15.
Oh, well, you see, they're doing it just specially for you because
Yeah.
they know that you're absolutely atrocious at math in public. So
This is valid. Alpha, Papa, Sierra, Whiskey, Lima, Whiskey, Lima, Echo, Delta, Sierra, 0420. You know, I wish you wouldn't put zeros. Do you know why we don't have zeros and O's in codes?
too confusing.
Right, because they look like the same doggone thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why you don't put those in there. But I believe
Well,
it is.
I guess you do that for your zero.
Right. Or
know what I
nil,
mean?
also known as nil.
Or yeah.
Yeah. Or
Yeah.
why is that? You got nil, and my favorite one I think is Zed. I don't know why I like Z being Zed better than Z. It's just
Well, because that's how you're supposed to say it. That's why. Queen says that. You lot with your Z's and you miss your U's out of your words like armor and, and the things that you call on the bits of your car, like your hood. A hood is something you put on your head to stop the rain coming on it. But yeah,
a bonnet
yeah.
is a bonnet is something a woman
bonnet.
wears. A bonnet is a hat a woman.
Easter bonnet, yeah.
In the old trunk, in the boot.
Yes, it's a boot.
Put it
It's
in-
the back end of the car.
Put it in the boot. Well, I hope you guys are all safe and hunkered down, man, and mostly healthy. That's, I think, the biggest thing we can ask. for everyone. How's everything going over there vis-a-vis the? Obviously, it's a bit of a crap show, but
It's I guess it's the same as you guys. We've been in lockdown for just over 3 weeks. I think we got another 3 weeks now scheduled in.
yeah,
I'm very fortunate. I can get out to work. I do a key worker job, so I get out to work. And so does my house general. She's quite able to get out the house. For those that can't, you go stir crazy. You must do. I mean,
yeah,
we don't particularly as a unit go out a lot, but we go and see the grandchildren.
sure, yeah.
But right now we can't do any of that. So
I think
gamers
have a pretty good advantage in that. I'm not particularly bothered. I've flown and been flown around this world a bit. Being at home is kind of fun for me.
Yeah,
to be quite honest.
It's a novelty, isn't it?
Yeah. All right. So here's the best meme I've seen. I just want to read this before we get going here. Okay. We talked about this the other day too, but it's been such a joy being home with my wife the past 3 weeks. We've caught up on all the things I've done wrong the past 30 years.
Yeah. List like this, right?
Yeah.
Number one.
I fell out when I saw that. I fell out. Oh man! All right, so what have I been doing? Guido's channel. We've been obviously Pilgrim and I've been working on this a little bit, so that's one thing I've been working on. I've been playing a little bit of World of Tanks, trying to get through my not rewards for merit. What is it, Pilgrim? What's the new thing? The rewards for merit.
Oh, the Master Pass. No,
Battle Pass.
Battle Pass.
Yeah, I've been doing that. Played.
You're asking me? I'm 90 years old.
What? You're the foil, though. You're the foil. I'm supposed to be able to bounce the things off of you.
Okay, we'll do this then.
Played a little Mountain Blade. Playing a little War Thunder as well. The airplane version, not the tank version. I didn't like the tanks very much. But the planes have been kind of fun. Flying my Spitfire around. Probably the prettiest airplane in the world. I mean, don't you think?
Yes. Supermarine Spitfire.
Yeah.
Was the most beautifully crafted and superb aircraft of its day.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah.
I mean, I say not.
Yeah, I have a place in my heart for the Mustang, but it's a little more brutish, The Spitfire.
Well, it's American muscle, isn't it? That's what the Mustang is.
The Spitfire is just beautiful.
Yeah.
And it's really nice in War Thunder too because it kicks rear at the lower to mid tier, so that's pretty good.
Yes, yeah. I played a little bit of it, and especially the aircraft. And it was nice the fact that you can get into the Hurricane, and it's only level 2 to get to the Hurricane.
Yeah.
I think it was level 3 for the Spitfire, so it's not difficult to get to that plane.
Yeah.
Once you work out how to play the game, because there's no information on it.
Yeah. Holy cow! That game's. Hey, folks, if you think World of Tanks is hard to figure stuff out on, try War Thunder. But anyway, we're talking tanks here today. My next stream will be Monday, so expect that to happen on Monday. And it's going to be the no whining stream. All right, so I have to do something. I have to do 5 push-ups for every time I piss and moan or something like that. That's what I'm going to do.
Drink tea. You have to drink tea for every time you have a whine.
Oh my God, I'd be going to the bathroom every 5 minutes then because I whine the whole dang time, man. All right, so let's get into this, guys. Let's get into this. We've got. Move on to missions and specials. It's time to shill. Are you ready to shill, Pilgrim?
I'm there. I've got my little screen up.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead and jump into the premium shop. We're going to do that first. And see what kind of specials is going on here. Of course, the internet's slow, so there we go. World Anime Day pack.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. These are all inscriptions. I don't know. I guess they sell these things. I don't know. Not an anime person myself. We'll just leave it at that. The Hussar. You have a 50 TP?
Yeah, I've got that up there. Can we just go back to the Anime Day pack?
Yeah.
I don't know if you've got it on yours. The second one down is actually a swear word.
It's a what?
In England. It says the 6 emblems, cat's eyes. Then there's the swear word one, and then there's 6 emblems hexagram. Have you got the same?
Oh, pissed off. Is that the swear word?
Pissed off, yeah. Would you put that on your tank? I'm pissed off. I'm just pissed off. I want it on my tank. I'm pissed off. I don't like being locked down. I'm pissed off.
Why did you call it the swear word one?
Well, it is a swear word, isn't it? Well, it might not be in America, but it is in the UK.
Being pissed is just being drunk.
Well, yes, there is that. There's that connotation, but it's like saying it's. I guess it's like a very mild swear word.
A rude way of saying it. Okay, yeah. See, because my wife, Bridget, my wife has a story, and she says this was back when she was probably 18, so about 2 years ago, if I'm near her, and a lot,
a long time ago.
Longer,
it's my house, General. I can tell you.
So she says she's with her cousin in a pub, and they go to another pub and another pub, and they've been out for a while. And her cousin looks at her, and she goes, "Are you pissed?" And she's like, "No, no." And a little while, she's like, "Aren't you pissed?" And she's like, "I'm not. No. Are you sure you're not pissed?" She's like, "I'm not mad." She said, "No, I'm not mad. Drunk."
I just love it. Just love it.
Now, one more family story. Her dad was stationed there in the 60s and 70s, which is where he met her mom. She's at British, but before they met, he was at like not a hotel, but a boarding house that he was staying before he got to where he was going. And that night he was getting ready to go to bed, and the lady who was running the house comes up. And she goes, excuse me, would you like me to knock you up in the morning?" But he's from the hills of Virginia, right? And getting knocked up is something entirely different than what she was thinking.
Yeah.
And he's like, no.
I'm fine. I really am. Thank you.
The country bumpkin from Virginia did not want to get knocked up in the morning. All right, we're gonna have a hard time getting through all this. That's good,
I think so. Yeah.
All right, so Eagle 7 is up. That's a pretty good tank. We've also got, and here's the other thing, guys. A little bit of the back and forth here between me and Pilgrim is, I always find out that especially my EU folks have different things that are showing. So it will be interesting to see what some of the different things are. Let's just do an example here. For the war chest, do you have the 50 TP Hussar war chest?
Yeah, we do.
How much is it?
It works out. Well, right, for the full pack, it's £70 sterling.
£70, and ours is 90.
But that's with the discount. It's £87 when it's not discounted.
Yeah, our discount's $91. So I'm not sure what the conversion is right now. That might be a little worse for you guys.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's more expensive for us. Also, I found on the EU server is that the hard sell is a lot greater on the almost everything flashes up advertising. As soon as you get into the UI, you get bombarded by lots and lots of stuff. Yeah,
we get a little bit of that, but so I don't know. All right, so we got the Warhawk, or the 40K war chest, the KBR.
Yeah, we got that.
Warhammer. That's it. I'll spit it out here in a minute.
Yeah.
We've got the TS that's on sale. There's a lot of premiums. This is interesting to me. The 50T is on sale.
I'm gonna get hassled for that. Yeah, there'll be a lot of this on your channel.
Yeah. I can't wait for the editing for this. All right, so the FCM 50T war chest is out there. I'm surprised they still sell that thing. It's so power creeped. It's incredible.
Yeah.
And then we've got.
If you want to pay good money like that for that, do you know what? You'd be better off investing into the grind. If you want a Polish tank that's any decent, then you need to do the grind and forget that.
Yeah, you're talking about the Polish. I'm talking about the French one. We have the French 50T.
Oh, okay.
The French 50T is for sale too, and that one's way power
I've got it.
creep.
Yeah, sorry, the FCM.
Yeah. All right,
Sorry.
This is gonna be terrible, but just a lot of fun. All right, and I don't mean that. It's
No, I know you. I know you mean it. Bloody officers, what you like?
Oh my gosh, no, let's not get into that. Let's not.
No, we won't. Not yet.
Oh, right. That's okay.
There is time for that.
There's time. Let's see. Onto the vehicles. I'm not really seeing much. There's just a lot of kind of random stuff on sale right now. Some of them are useful for Frontlines. Remember, Frontlines is coming back up. I want to say in a week and a half or 2 weeks. So the end of April, we're going to get the third, I guess, iteration of front lines. So a lot of these tanks are useful for that. The TS, the 50 TP, the Hussar, the Polish one, kind of. The 50T, FCM 50T, not really. Don't really recommend it. The T-34-3, again, it's kind of one of those, Do you have that one? Do you have the 34-3?
No, I'll tell you what I do, because I don't do the NA server front lines. On the interview, we went through it. I do it on the European account, and what I do is I rent the Tier 8, so the 44s, the
okay.
The FL44 and the Louvre, and so on. I rent those, and I just use those, and I limit myself to 4 tanks. So I wait for the reload. I won't use all of my Tier 8s in there, because it's the way to grind credits is to limit the number of tanks you're putting in.
Right, because you don't have the repair cost. You only pay one repair cost. That's a good point and a fair point for everybody out there who doesn't know it, which I doubt there's any who don't, or maybe it escaped them. But when you go to your repair cost at the end of frontline, it doesn't matter how many times that particular single tank died. You just pay for the repair once. That's what he's talking about. So if you only play 2, 3, 4 at the most, and you don't just kind of go through all your tanks, obviously if you can play the whole game with just one tank, that's the best way to go. But you try to.
And that's what I tend to do. Yeah.
Try to minimize dying. That's always going to help. We get down to the bottom. We've got some other things. The Skoda T27. The Senlak's actually back. I don't know if anyone noticed that. Snuck back in there.
Okay.
The Lorraine is up. The Lorraine is a very good frontline tank.
Yeah.
The ELC even 90 has been there for a while. I think that's pretty much it, really, for the sales and stuff. There's not a whole lot going on there. If I go to the specials, again, it's just the World Anime Day stuff. For example, what are your emblem costs on World Anime Day for the day pack? The large one.
The large one is £10 sterling.
£10,
and that's with a discount.
Yeah, and it's 13 for us with a discount. Interesting.
Well, I guess if you're into it, you would probably pay that. I think the smaller packages are £3 here, £3 sterling. So,
and that's kind of reasonable for me. You know what I mean? As opposed to the 3D styles, which are kind of insane.
Yeah. Oh crikey! Yeah, the 3D style that you can get for the
KV2.
Yeah.
What's that costing you guys? Got to be £20 or so, huh?
Yeah, no, it's actually, to be fair, it's £12.
Okay.
It's a special offer, £12.
Right.
So that works out, I guess, around about $18 to $20, I think.
Yeah. So one hamburger in England then.
Yeah. Or a bag of fish and chips.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're right.
Go down that road.
You know what I always found when I went there is I would look at the prices on the menu or whatever, and I'd go, "Oh, that looks about right." So if a burger was $6 in America, it'd be £6 there. But of course, that's another half to a third added on top of it.
That's it. Yeah.
At least for us. At least for us.
And of course, as soon as you speak, they put the prices up because you're an American. You go, oh yeah. Oh, sorry, American prices are this one.
That's right.
There's a story about Hong Kong that's like that. I was out in Hong Kong in 85. Sorry to digress. We'll do a Metaflex.
Mm-hmm.
Back in 84 and 85, I went to Hong Kong for a 2-year tour, which was very nice. It was a British colony at the time. You probably understand that most of the world has been a colony of Britain at some point in its history. So
I wasn't aware.
Oh, yeah. Name one. I'll tell you, it was a colony or it was affiliated. Anyway, Hong Kong, it was a colony at the time, and I've got lots to go through with that particular story, but I'll go very quickly to the point. There was 3 prices in the markets in Hong Kong. There was the price for the local Chinese. So you go down the market and you want to get a T-shirt, it would be $1, Hong Kong dollar. There was a price for the expats who were living in Hong Kong, i.e. the military and all the civilian workers and everybody else. And then there was a price for the Americans. You guys came in with the USS Nimitz. At any one time, there was 2,500 US servicemen on shore, and the prices went that way for everything in Hong Kong. Crazy. I've got lots of stories.
It doesn't take long for people to figure that out, does it?
No, I mean, it's not fair, is it? You guys, everybody thinks you've got a wallet full of dollars. I mean, you're just normal working guys like everybody else.
Yeah. I mean, that happens everywhere, though. It's interesting how people figure out what the price was. Another example of that is when East Europe opened back up. Now, there you go. When the wall went down and East Europe opened up, you started to get a little bit of tourism. You could go to places like Croatia and some of these other places, and it was dirt cheap. But it did not take them long to figure out that the price needs to be higher for these tourists because they'll pay it.
Yeah. I remember I was out in Bosnia with all that nonsense that went on. Hence the UN flag.
Right, yeah.
And the pizzas that you used to be able to get stone baked pizzas from little local, basically somebody's backyard, and he would sell pizzas, and it would be, I can't remember the name of the currency, but we called it flip flops because we couldn't think of it. Yeah, I know. Yeah, flip flops. So, and it was like one of those flip flops, and then they suddenly realised when I think somebody found out that the pizzas cost X amount in the UK, so then the price went through the roof. As soon as they found out how much we were willing to pay back home, you know, that's.
I mean, sometimes they would double and triple the price, and it was still a great deal for us. You know,
yeah, exactly.
You didn't even really
flip flops.
They're like, holy cow, I can't believe they pay for it, and we're like, holy cow, I can't believe it's so cheap.
It's a market economy.
Yeah, absolutely. Man. All right, let's move on to let's see what's going on with the missions and specials here. We'll start with the website. And I think the big thing, there's a couple things actually that are happening. First is the Berlin 75th anniversary. And we have that going on this weekend. It's a ×4 weekend. But I don't know if we'll look at it in the UI. I don't think there's any particular missions. Remember, there's also tank rewards going on. I'm assuming you can get to tank rewards from over there, right? With your NA account?
Yep.
No problem? Even though you're coming from EU, it doesn't block you or anything weird like
that?
No.
Well, what it does, it puts a little window up which says you're not on the site for your area.
Yeah.
But you can click that off.
As long as it's your login for your NA account, I guess it doesn't even matter. All right. So that's going to end tomorrow because it's the 19th. Then we're going to get submissions for, this was just a ×4 weekend. This is the Battle of Britain anniversary events. Today was ×4 weekend, and then the 16th to the May 2nd is Battle of Berlin 75th anniversary, in order just to confuse things. And there's some rewards for 25,000 base XP. Oh good, we're going to get another enhanced gun laying drive. What?
Can't give them away, can you?
What? Is there a...
Stick them on.
I have this vision that there's this giant warehouse of enhanced gun laying drives that they've over-ordered somehow. You know? And they're just like... They're just like, Yuri, we have got to get rid of these damn gun laying drives. Make another special. I mean, I don't know, man. Why? Yeah. Why? Seriously, can you answer the question? Why? Why is every single reward an enhanced gun laying drive?
It's a psychological thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
We're giving you something free. The fact that it's absolutely no use whatsoever, but it's still free.
Well, the coded. That's valid. I mean, I'll take that as a valid comment. But the coded optics is worth something. That's great.
Well, yes, yeah, exactly. Well, what they're doing, it's the old Russian give with one hand, take with the other, isn't it? It's like, here, comrade, you have this. This is great. It is fantastic. We have made this in our factories. Now you give us your Western goods. Thank you. You know, it's like that, isn't it?
It's like we talked about. Here's my crappy hat. Give me those jeans.
Yeah. That was produced in the Urals somewhere.
Oh man! All of a sudden, we just took a right turn into racism. It's all about.
Shouldn't do that. No, I love the Russians. Stop it.
All right, where were we? April 17th to 20th. This is one of the things I love about wargaming. The 16th to the 20th is ×4 XP weekend. Okay, the 16th to the 2nd is Battle of Berlin 75th anniversary. The 17th to 20 is just weekend missions.
Yeah.
I want to know who titles these things. I just want to slap them in the side of the... No, I want to shake their hand and tell them they're doing...
Yes.
I want to tell them they're doing a bang-up job. Never
Good
quit.
job. Good job.
Never quit.
Yeah.
So there'll be some more missions. Now, here's my question about this. It's, okay, Battle of Berlin 75th, which I think is different than their anniversary events, which apparently are also going on right now.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So that's kind of on top of that. Battle of Berlin, man. Never really thought about it. I think I talked about it last week. I never really thought too much about it. Being a history major, I was more aware, I think, than the standard American of the contribution that the Soviets made.
Yeah.
From our side, it was the air war that won it in D-Day. From their side, it was them. And and thanks for a few goodies you sent us. That was great, but we didn't need them, kind of thing. Somewhere in between, I believe, is the actual truth of those two things. But one thing I don't think you really think about is that last battle in Berlin, where the Soviets, because the Soviets actually, I won't say liberated Berlin. That's not the term I want to use. Captured, let's put it that way.
Yeah.
And they ended the war in Europe with that, not us in any other way. We'd actually stopped, interestingly enough, and stopped pushing to Berlin and let the Soviets do that.
Yeah.
Because they can take the losses, good on them, and it was a bit Machiavellian, I think, in a lot of ways.
I think there was some very deep politics behind that decision making. When the Gang of Three or the Gang of Four got together, Churchill and the rest, I think there was a tacit agreement that it would be the Soviet forces that took Berlin because they had some horrendous losses.
Yes, absolutely.
They lost millions and millions of people.
Yeah.
That
was definitely predetermined. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
So very, it's an interesting. It's definitely an interesting part of the war. I think that especially us Americans, and maybe the same in the West, in Europe, and that it's not thought about too much, too deeply. So I don't know. Look it up. It's interesting history. All right, so there you go. Battle of Britain. That's what's going on there. What else? What I don't see here is a lot of essay on exactly what is going to happen for their anniversary. I just don't see anything. You know what I mean? No. There's nothing there for the anniversary that I can see. So more to follow on that. They are advertising Battle Pass for the elite stuff, which I'm at. Where are you on Battle Pass on your NA?
I've got into the bonds now, but I've been very slow with it.
Yeah.
I'm at level 10 the bonds at the moment.
Yeah, I'm at 17 or 19 or something.
Yeah,
like that. It's nice though.
Some people. It is great. I love the stuff that. To be fair to Wargaming, they give away great stuff generally, and lots of it.
Yeah.
And this particular last couple of months, they've been throwing stuff at us left, right, and centre. I've got about 15 different missions on the go here.
I can't keep track of it.
Keep up with it.
Yeah, it's interesting you say that because what I would do on this in the past is I would meticulously go through each mission and describe everything you had to do. I can't do that now. I don't know.
It just happens. I'm going, that's nice. What did you get that for?
The bummer is I've mentioned it. I've missed a couple things that I would have that I would have liked to have not missed because there was so much going on. I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
So there, it's interesting though. There is a too much. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah. Especially if you're a studious player where you like to look at what's happening and get into the depth of the game.
Yeah.
And get into the missions and go, I can tanks. I can do this for this mission. When it starts to get overloaded like that, I just went head blown. Just play your games, and then little things will pop up going, you've just won. Fire extinguishers. You've just won this, that. Well, that's fine. When you click on your missions,
I don't even look at those.
They just keep popping up.
I mean, sometimes I see the report and it's really long, and I go, I got a lot of stuff. I don't even look at what the heck it was.
No.
I don't think that's particularly good, actually.
It takes focus. If you want to do a focus, I think we've talked about this before as well. In gameplay, there are times when people are focusing purely on a mission, which doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be a win mission. If it's a stun mission or if it's a farm damage mission of some sort, then the gameplay becomes altered because of that, and that's probably not a good thing, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because you're having to compensate for that mission that guy is trying to run. He's not going to. So
point well taken. Yeah.
Having lots and lots and lots of missions, then I don't know. I just lost track. I click on my missions button. And first thing I go, I've got all that.
Yeah.
Okay, and then just carry on.
It's probably it's probably one of those things where it's a nice problem to have.
Yes, it is. Nice problem to have, isn't it?
It's better than
stuff.
Yeah, it's better than the other side of no free stuff. So hey, you know what? Sport bitching is always in session. All right.
Absolutely.
Right. I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
most military and retired military are professional sport bitchers. They're, it's mostly for
Of
fun.
course,
Yeah,
it's a way of life.
yeah. So what I did not know is, did you know the King Tiger Captured has special vehicle status for the rewards thing?
Really? No, I
Yeah,
didn't.
I just read this right here.
Oh.
It can earn the same number of progression points as a tier 10. So
Okay. Okay. So that's 7, isn't it? That's 5, 6, 7. Or is it 3 more? Is it?
no, I don't think it's giving extra points per thing. It's that you can do the total of 1,000 or whatever the tier 10
Oh,
one is.
yes. Okay. Like the super.
Yeah.
The
Actually, I think the
277.
normal tier 10s are 700 or something, and the two
Right,
special
okay.
ones are 1,000. Right? The
Oh,
277, the Super Conqueror are 1,000, and the King
yeah, they're
Tiger.
1,000. Yeah.
The King Tiger is like regular tier. See, this is why it's so confusing. First of all, can we
Yeah.
just digress here? Why?
I'm going to.
Why was the 277 and the Super Conqueror special for this thing? Why?
Don't know. Don't know.
They have absolutely been chock-a-block in tier 10 for the last month.
Yeah.
They're everywhere. It's
Yeah. Everywhere.
in
And I've been one of them.
yeah. Part of the problem, man.
Yeah.
So incentivizing things that muck up Matchmaker, I think, is a really bad gameplay idea.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. 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 If you've got, and I've seen battles where you've had 6 super conquerors, 3 on either side.
Yeah.
Everybody wants the hold down position because they're in a super conqueror.
Yeah.
So you're fighting for that position to start off with. So you're already fighting your own teammates for your best positions, and then you've got 6 tanks that are, well, let's say hold down are quite significant. And they are game changers. And the whole MM has gone out the window because anybody else, E100s and all the rest of it, you're coming across, you're just taking them out all the time. And
I think for me, it's not even that they're necessarily OP in positions, but point well taken. You're right. In certain situations, they can be a real bugger to deal with, but they can be dealt with. It's just that when you overload with that many of the same tank into the Matchmaker, it's just annoying. You know what I mean? It's bad. It's bad for gameplay. It's bad for variety. It was a strange decision for me. I think it's tied to the 3D styles they had for them. So I get that on the one hand.
Oh, definitely, and because I think you've mentioned it before that when you spoke to Wargaming on about that subject, it's quite intensively difficult to create, and it costs a lot of money to create, and so on.
Yeah.
So,
I think the last thing then today is that, and maybe I'll watch it. I don't know, but Mahau is taking on the Russian team CIS. I don't know what time that is. Let's click on this. 12 Central Time. So that's actually in about 4 hours or so for us, 4.5 hours. So there you go. Actually, this video should be out before that. So if you're watching this, you might want to jump over. Their link is there. I'm showing it to you right now. Just click on that on the web page, and you can go watch live right there. And it looks like Germ. Oh, look at this, Edge of Insanity. So Edge of Insanity is tomorrow. He's actually going to host. So he's going to streamcast, I think they call it. I should try that. That would be pretty fun, I think. You know what that is, right?
No, I'm technophobe. I only just got the camera.
Yeah. Well, streamcast.
I've already mentioned this. Hang on, and that's my phone. So don't.
Oh my God, he showed that.
Sorry.
Yeah, that phone is so old. The phone number is 1.
Yeah, it is.
Just dial 1, and you're gonna get.
Just dial 1, you get me.
You're gonna get Pilgrim.
Excellent.
It's actually a flip phone, but it's broken. It's broken open.
No,
It doesn't
it's
flip
not a
anymore.
flip phone. No. We need to differentiate this because in the USA, a flip phone back in the day was an accepted male compliment.
Yeah.
Okay. In the UK, a flip phone was for girls. I never had a flip phone.
Oh my
I'm not
gosh.
confused, and I never had a flip phone.
And now the insults. I had a flip phone,
So,
and it was it was this big.
Yeah, it went underneath your pilot's helmet. Flipped you.
Streamcasting is like sports commentating.
Oh, okay.
So those guys will sit there and they'll comment on the game as it goes. So
Okay.
There you go. That's what it is.
You see, that takes a level of knowledge of the game to do that off the cuff there and then without editing.
Yeah.
So yeah, all credit to.
Well, you can just make stuff up like we're doing.
It works. Super Conqueror, go out and buy one.
Yeah. It's overpowered. It's the best tank
It's
ever.
overpowered. It's the best tank. Yeah, we'd have fun then, wouldn't we? I'd be in my other Conqueror.
All right, let's move on to the UI. All right, we're back with the missions and specials, and Pilgrim just said something very controversial. He says Mahau is never going to win.
No, you have free license because it's your channel, but I'm going to that. I will refuse.
Well, how about a prediction? No, it's fair. It's a fair statement.
Yeah.
I happen to agree.
Only because.
Yeah, it's going to be tough.
Yeah, it's a big hill to climb because they lost against the EU server on the last, and so they're on the back foot a little bit. And then of course you've got CIS, and to be fair to Mahau, you've got a player base of 25,000, 30,000 on the NA server.
Yeah.
I mean, CIS, they've got 100,000 plus. EU have got 100,000 plus on a daily basis. So the gene pool to pick from is greater. So yeah, it's a hill to climb. I wish, and I do hope, Mahau really do, the business. I mean, they weren't far off with the EU. It was 7-5, I think. So there's only 2 games in it. So, but I really,
and they may have learned something. They may have learned a lot. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Remember we talked about this on the interview.
Yeah.
Is that the play styles are slightly different. So it's trying to get a grip of how the other server play style is, to understand what they're about to do.
Yeah.
And that's the difficult thing.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. Maybe EU's closer to the RU that they'll have come away with their EU experience and maybe have a little extra firepower underneath the hood there. All right, so let's look at the missions here. We got the anniversary missions. Today is a garage slot, guys. Fantastic. All you have to do is destroy 5 vehicles. Do you have that one?
I'm just getting it to it now. Yes, Okay,
there you go. Garage slot, very good. Explore, expand, exploit. I need to download this. I have not done it yet, and I hope I'm not too late. I think I'm close to too late, but there's definitely a end to this on the expand, explore, exploit. That's their game.
23rd of April on mine.
Yeah, okay, there you go. So that's soon, in 3 days, 4 days. So if you want to get Master of Orion, make sure that you go ahead and do that. And then we've got Scavenger Hunt. That's what people are here for. I'm really behind on that. I've only put in like 7 codes. Usually I'm all over it, but I don't know. Because the end result of this is experience that I don't need. Most people do. I don't happen to, so I haven't paid too much attention to it. The reserves are nice. I do like the reserves. That's a good thing. So that's where I am on that. So Scavenger Hunt, we've got tank rewards. Those are the missions. Remember, even if you finish, and I've finished this, I've already got the tank, or I actually got the silver for it. Remember, folks, you do not have to do the Russian refund with your tank. You now get the silver for the final reward for your tank rewards. So no need to sell your premium and then get the new premium so you can get the rewards. They will give you the silver that premium is worth when you pick it, if you have it. So that's good. So that's still going on. Heavy tank courses, we won't look at that. On track to the 60p. Good tank. I enjoy the Polish line. What do you think? You like those things?
Yeah, I've just started. I've just got onto the tier 8. The grind up to that is pretty abysmal. It's just hard work, but it's starting to now pay off.
Yeah.
The one thing, the tier 8 stock turret is such a weird shape.
Yeah,
it's flat, square, and then flat. I should look at Tank GG to have a look, but I take it that armor has some significance, but it's flat. It's like that. And
I think a lot of the basic turrets for like the prototypes are all kind of goofy looking. Like the ARL standard turret is really goofy, the big barn thing.
Yeah.
All that kind of stuff. All right, so light tank courses. I think that's pretty much it. Cosmic Challenge, I finished that. That's part of the Master of Orion, but it's got different goodies that you can get. But it looks like you can still do it daily, so you can get the reserves and some large kits and stuff out of that. So keep on trucking. And again, it's like we were talking about, Pilgrim and I, most of this you just play the game and it happens. I got the Battle of Berlin. Looks like I've already got my optics and gun laying drive, Pilgrim. So I am flush with gun laying drives. I should look at how many of those dumb things I've got. I don't know how many. Battle of Berlin, same thing. You know, there were some inscriptions for that, actually.
Yeah.
Eagle 3
Yeah.
and the bear inscription. I'm not going to finish that, though, because that actually ends tomorrow, and I didn't get enough. I've only got 10 tokens, so I'm not going to be able to do that.
No, I'm the same. I got the Battle Rages. I got the penetration one.
Yeah, so it looks like...
But I haven't got anywhere near Crive Eagle Bear. I haven't got that.
Well, wait a minute. Well, I see, that's funny. I can get close. I can get another 8 tokens today, and that'll bring me to 18, which is too shy. I didn't play at all yesterday, World of Tanks, so that's why. If I'd have played any, I would have been able to get it. Most of the things, it's nice actually that when they do those weekend things, there is a little slop. You do have to play a bit, but there is a little bit of slop.
Yeah.
So not too bad.
Yeah.
Tank destroyer classes, let's see, multipliers on track, medium tank courses, and other missions. That's pretty much it, guys, for the UI. Let's take a look at my daily, because I like to do this live. If I re-roll some of these things when I'm just getting, what are they? Blueprints. It's always fun.
Blueprints, yeah.
Yeah. So let's find out. Re-roll. It's going to be blueprints again. Watch this. My other two are silver and a kit, so that's all right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, looks like I've locked up. Oh, blueprints.
I'm not going to touch my experience on my third one, so I'm going to leave that.
Yeah. Oh, jeez. Okay, well, there you go. God, good Lord. All right, let's move on to subjects du jour. All right, subjects du jour. So heavy tank rebalance. You can see I've got it up on the screen here. There's been some changes. I talked about them last week. One of the reasons I don't cover test server numbers very much is exactly because of this reason. They change so much. But I thought this was interesting because they really buffed the American tanks. I remember, if you remember from last week, there, Pilgrim, but I was talking about like the T-32 and then the IS-4, that's not American, obviously, and the ST-1. They really buffed the crap out of the rate of fire and the DPM, but apparently they found out that was a little too much. Look, if on a test server, you can tell that it's a little out of whack, it's really out of whack, because a test server, frankly, is a terrible place to test balance. It's awful. Nobody plays the same as they do in the pubs. But if you find a problem there, you know it's a big problem. So the ST-1, they moved from a gun reload of 11.51 to 12.18. So they increased the reloads. They decreased the DPM in general for all of these tanks. The most interesting one was the T-32 for me. But these numbers that I'm showing you guys are still better than what they are now. They're just not as good as the initial test was. Remember, this is all super test, I think. Yes, this is not 1.9. This is all super test, which is further out.
Right.
Rebalance.
And that will feed down into common test before it comes out anyway.
Right. Right. Yep. So common test is the next thing, 1.9 coming out of the common test or the public test, and that's this week, is my understanding. I read it somewhere. I still haven't found it written down by Wargaming anywhere. If they have, I've missed it, but it appears that it's either the 21st or 22nd RU. At least Watt Express says it's the 21st for RU. That usually means for us it's the 22nd. Yep. There you go, which is what, Tuesday or Wednesday, I think. I think Wednesday maybe. Monday's the 20th? Yeah, so it'll be Wednesday, I believe. So whatever you've got to do. Now, remember, I'm not going to go through it. I went through it a long time ago. There are several articles out there describing which tanks are being turned into collector's vehicles, which tanks are plain old being removed. If you have them, you keep them, but otherwise they're being no kidding removed. Now, I want to say there's 5 of those or something like that. And then there are tanks that are being changed as far as the class they're going to be in. And then there's a lot of updates, and the biggest one I think is the hit points being added and ammo and stuff like that being added to tier 6 and below, as I recall. I think that's going to be interesting, Pilgrim, because if you think about the tier 6, a tier 7 sees 5 and 6.
Yeah.
And it's not being touched. Some of them are getting ammo buffs, actually.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you're going to have a much higher hit point pool for your tier 7 tanks if they're top tier. So that makes me start thinking, all right, 200 IQ here, two IQ.
Yeah. I've got the 0 bits.
Yeah.
You got the 2. I've got the zeros.
I mean, that could either be 002 or 200. I mean, it's
You'd need an IQ of 200 to work that out. So we'll leave that
which
where
we
it is.
don't. So we're never figuring that out.
Between us, we don't.
Oh, that hit too hard. That hit too close to home.
Ooh.
85 plus. Hold on. 85 plus 85. But you're right. That's only 102. So anyway, where was I, man? You completely derailed.
We were talking about the tier 7s are going to be tier 5.
I was waxing so poetic, yeah. I was waxing.
You were. I'll tell you what. Let me dig something out for you.
Oh, okay.
You need to read up on your poetry, mate, because you know.
Why do you have a poetry book?
Right. Okay. Here we go.
Is it?
Harry asked Squaddy, and I know asked is probably a swear. I don't know if it is in there. Harry asked Squaddy, of 27 years service, decided that he wanted a degree because he left school at the age of 15 and a half, joined the army as a boy soldier, didn't do any education, said you can shove your exams up your backside. I don't want to do that. I want to go out and play football or whatever it was. So at the age of 40, I decided maybe I need some qualifications because my service with the army was coming up. So I went and got myself educated, and I decided to choose English literature as my Open University degree course.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, I'm full of Shakespeare and Milton and all sorts of weird and wonderful stuff like that, which is somewhat surprising when people who know me find out, because they go, "Really?"
And then you took that hard gained knowledge, that English literature, prose, poetry, and you went into logistics.
Yeah. I'm probably the most warehouseman in the business.
Turns out they don't pay poets crap.
Well, that's it. Yeah, you've got to make your own money. You don't get 80% furlough money if you're a poet. Not at all.
That's great, man. All right, you know what? Here's your homework. We need do you write poetry?
I've written some pretty dark pieces, but yeah, I've written a bit. Yeah, so I don't know if it's suitable to air actually, and it's one of those. Dare I say artiste thing?
Well, it's more personal, right?
Yeah.
Well, do you write it for you, or do you write? Have you actually shared it with people?
No, well, yeah, sort of with family, And, my family are very down to earth, and they just went, "It's crap." Don't ever tell anybody anything about that. Don't show it to anybody.
It's hard to imagine where the darkness came from. Then, really, I mean,
yeah, yeah, absolutely. What a yeah, exactly.
It is a personal thing though, writing poetry. Yeah. I don't know how, Allison, we're talking about poetry, but it really is a personal thing.
Are we doing this? Are we doing this on your channel?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Why not, man?
Okay.
Because
I'm educating the masses now.
My wife's cousin who lives over there also writes poetry, and he's a guy that you would never. He loves playing footy. He wants to go to the bar. He has a government job, and not particularly. I mean, he just enjoys life, what he's doing. But you would never look at him and go, "Oh, that guy writes poetry," and he's actually published, self-published a couple little books. But it's fantastic. Wow. I mean, it's not every one of them. You don't go, "Oh my gosh, that's the best thing I ever read." But it's very insightful into his life and his thoughts and that kind of thing. And he actually shared it with us, and I'm like, dude, that kind of takes a lot of guts actually to do things like that.
It does, because it's a personal piece of work. It's you're very open to the criticism that it can arise from it.
Yeah.
I mean, I take everything tongue in cheek in life. I don't get serious about stuff. It's the serious stuff happened in the past, and so forget that. And now is for fun and living.
Yeah.
So if I write a poem and put it out there, then I've got to take it with tongue in cheek. I've got to, if somebody goes, like my family went, "It's crap."
Yeah.
You just go, "Well, yeah, okay, yeah, it is, isn't it?" But actually, it's because it's so personal. it's very difficult to put it out there because you don't want somebody attacking what basically you're putting out there. You're opening yourself up to it. So,
Well, especially if it's maybe something that they can tie to themselves. That's
absolutely.
maybe a little negative, and it's not something where you're trying to burn them. It's just that, look, this is kind of the interior idea that I'm having about this. It's my view of it, and it's not meant to hurt them, but it can if they take it wrong. A lot of people, you know this from your military experience, and we've talked about it a little bit. People are not really interested in criticism. No.
Constructive or otherwise.
Yeah. And I think what they only see is the otherwise, because you've got the people who just get in their face and say you're an idiot and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And very rarely, especially in these days, are they brought up to understand. For me, with flying, it was the debrief situation, which I'm sure you guys did the same thing. When you did an operation, you sat down and you discussed it honestly, because the problem with, especially military, but any dangerous thing that anyone does, whether it's construction or whatever, if you do it wrong, somebody can get hurt.
Yeah, absolutely.
So an honest discussion and critique of who did what, how it went down, and who made what mistake, and then the fix of how to fix it, that's really important. But I think what I've found, especially as I work with more civilians now that I'm out of the service, is and even in the service, to be quite honest, very few people are really interested in honest critiques.
Yes, because it brings home truths that people don't want to hear half the time. Because we all believe we do a good job at what we do, whatever it is we do in life. We all want to believe and have self-belief that we're doing a good job. And to have an outsider go, well, actually, when you break it down, look at this, look at this, look at this, even if it's constructive, and as an instructor yourself, you know this.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to critique your students, and you've got to get it across in such a way that they don't take offence. Well, sometimes you need to be offended to actually get the message.
Yeah.
You know, your poetry's crap. Okay, thank you.
That's actually.
I'm not right anymore.
That's a. Yeah. But at least
it's constructive, isn't it?
At least in that case, you can kind of go, well, I don't care, because it's the exercise isn't necessarily for you to enjoy it. I'd like that. That'd be nice. But the exercise is more for me to express myself. So I think there's two things to that, really. Although, really, I think you and I both know that the three pillars of instruction are fear, ridicule, and sarcasm.
Yeah. As taught in all the best schools.
That's right.
And West Point. You've got it.
That's how all military training is done. Fear, ridicule, and sarcasm. That gets the best results.
Hey, do you want? I don't know if you have this in the US. Now, I've got a couple of questions. Are you doing subjects du jour?
We are, man. We are. I think you have some questions for me.
Oh, well, I'll do the TV questions at some point.
Oh, right. Okay. No, yeah.
I've got two very quick questions.
Okay.
Do you guys? We've got Sandhurst for the army officers. They go to Sandhurst for 2 years, and they learn how to eat with a knife, fork, and spoon, which is critical.
And without farting.
And without farting,
right, at the table.
And being polite to ladies and all that. And we've got the Navy have their own place. I can't remember. It might be Gosport or somewhere down on the coast. So the Navy do theirs, and the Air Force. I don't know where the Air Force does it. The RAF. But do you have the same? Do you have West Point is Army?
Yes, West Point is Army, and then the Naval Academy, which is in,
Is it on the coast?
Yeah, it's in...
It'd have to be, wouldn't it?
I cannot remember the stupid town's name. And then the Air Force Academy is out in Colorado Springs, in Colorado.
Oh, okay. So it is separate. It's separate. Okay.
In fact, I want to say there's also, the Coast Guard has their own gig as well. Marines for us are made at the Naval Academy, so... Marine officers are Naval Academy. Although, the interesting thing in the U.S. is you can actually go to any of the academies and then commission with any of the services.
Oh, can you?
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay. Well, it's very, very... There's a demarcation line, I think. Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
If you go to Sandhurst, you're Army.
Yeah. And that was in the past, so I may be talking out my rear, but I think you can still do that a little bit. I know I have some friends who did it.
Because if you're training to be an officer and a leader of men and women, a leader of people, then it doesn't really matter what arm you go into, because military skills are tri-service.
Well, but each academy is going to want their pound of flesh.
They want the best.
For their guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's how that goes. the other options are, and I've got a friend, an RAF friend, we've chatted about a couple times, and he actually does not have a college degree.
Okay.
Yeah, he just came straight out and went in and started flying.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think you can do that anymore.
Aptitude.
I don't know.
No, but if you've got the aptitude to do that, why not?
Yeah, I can't remember.
That's where you lose a lot of good guys. You lose
Yeah.
good guys who may not have the education.
Yeah.
But actually, they are superb leaders and men. Hence, when you get non-commissioned people like myself,
Yeah.
you spend your career working your way up the ranks, and you become hopefully a good leader because you've been the private soldier, you've been the airman. Here's the other thing about aircrew and airmen. Right,
Here we go.
This is my take. This is my take on it.
Oh, I'm going to strap in. You
strap in.
All right, here we go.
But don't pull that lever between your legs because you'll go flying through the roof.
It's on the right in the Eagle. Yeah.
Oh, is it? Okay. Well, I don't know.
We don't touch ourselves like Viper drivers do.
You don't have a joystick.
No.
That's the funny thing is neither do I, according to the.
We have a manly stick between our legs.
Do you?
Yeah, we don't have this little toy over to the right. Just hit my mic.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding, Viper brothers. I love you guys. I do. It's just a little. It's just a
little
little
bit
toy. It's just a little toy jet. That's the thing. It's just a toy.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
It's a bit like a Jaguar, small wings and not very operational.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I can't even remember what I was going to say now.
It doesn't matter.
Let's move on.
You were going to insult aircrew in some fashion. I believe.
That was it. Right,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Now, out of the three services, and this counts in the UK as well as the USA, in my humble opinion, is that in the Air Force, it's all about the airframe. It's all about the one guy or the two guys in that airframe, getting it up there, getting it to do its job.
Yeah.
In the Navy, it's all about getting the ship to go and do its job.
Yeah.
And so all the people on board are all sort of geared towards that machine working correctly.
The weapon system. Yeah.
The weapon system.
Yeah.
In the Army, it's about the men. It's about the people who are on the ground, the boots on the ground.
Yeah.
So it's a complete reverse. So everything is,
Well, the infantryman is the weapon system.
PBI,
right?
exactly.
The human
infantry.
The human himself with his gear. It's not about the whatever weapon he's using. He is the weapon system.
That's exactly that, and I think that is the distinctive difference in when you instruct leaders of the three services. You have to constantly remind the Navy and the Air Force that you're important as a human being, but actually it's the airframe that counts and what you do with it.
Yeah.
As opposed to, and some people can go, so that makes the airframe more important than the pilot. No, it's not. It is strictly the human being making that weapon system work properly.
Yeah.
So there's a difference in instruction, I would imagine, between RAF or Air Force and Army and Navy.
Well, it's a different customer base. I spent a lot of time with the U.S. Army as an ALO, and I saw the difference between the two services, between our enlisted and their enlisted. And what you have to appreciate, especially about, and I'm assuming your Army's the same way, is the Air Force enlisted guys. There are younger ones, but they tend to be older.
Yes.
They last a little longer in the service. Army guys come in and go a lot more. The turnover is a bit more for lots of different reasons, but when you are talking a brigade commander of 200 or so 18-year-olds with their hair on fire trying to herd those cats, that's a different animal than a squadron, which is technically the same level of command of 20 fighter pilots or 30 fighter pilots who are all in their 30s who have a kind of different attitude. And I'm not saying either one's better than the other. You just have to understand, because we'd always get mad about the Army rules, about they're very strict about this and that, and hut, and you can do this and you can't do that. Well, there's a reason, because 18-year-olds with their hair on fire require a little bit more supervision, or you're gonna get chaos.
All over the place.
No,
absolutely. You can see the difference. The longevity thing about the Navy and the Air Force is very true in the UK as well. You serve 22 years in the Army because at the age of 40, you're old.
Right.
You're old at the age of 40 in the Army.
Yeah.
I got extended service, so I did actually 27 years. But that was just by the grace of God go I. Somebody decided higher up that I had a use for the
Yeah.
further 7 years. So, but in the RAF and the Navy, you can serve till you're 55
Yeah.
in certain trades and certain
Right.
jobs.
There was a guy. Just a quick story there. There was a guy that he retired from the Army when I was in Germany. He got signed in by his mom at 17 years old. The parents you can actually go in at 17 with parental authority or parental permission.
Isn't that horrible?
He did 20 years.
Wow.
Retired at 37.
Wow.
Went to college and played football for not a big college, but like a Division II or whatever.
Wow.
He was that fit. He actually went to college and played football at 37 years old.
Super.
That's crazy.
Amazing.
Isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, man.
And why not?
So you have some questions for me about TV, is that right?
Oh gosh, all right. Well, these are the house general.
Okay.
I've got my little notebook here. Look.
All right. This section is differences between the UK and the US. We're going to start.
Okay. Well, sorry. Go on. The first question is Goldbergs. Do you know what Goldberg?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, she was watching this morning. I made her a cup of tea, as you do.
Yeah.
I was just potting around getting all this set up and all the rest of it, and I heard her going, "Oh, this is rubbish." And I went, "Oh, right." So I popped into the front room and said, well, "What's the matter?" She goes, "I'm watching this Goldbergs." I said, "Oh, right, okay. So what is it?" She said, "I said, a comedy show." I went, "Okay." She says, "It's stupid." I went, "Oh, right. So why are you watching it?" She went, "Oh, I like it." I went, "But it's stupid." She went, "Yeah, but I like it."
All right,
so you just called it. Yeah.
Here's the thing about this show, and I've only seen it a couple times. The premise is really interesting, and I think the guy's name is it Adam Goldberg. I don't remember what his first. Yeah. So he's the guy who's making this show, and I think he stars in it as well. What the deal with this show is that this is apparently stories from his childhood in the '80s when he grew up, which is why it's a period piece.
Right.
Okay. So it's stories of his childhood and his family, and every one of them is a true story. And what he does is he backs it up with pictures. He backs it up, and obviously he embellishes it to make it a little better, right? It's family legend kind of stuff. But he's got family pictures, or he's got movies, or he's got some kind of history, or
that makes sense.
And I don't know if you watch. I think at the end of each show, he shows some of that stuff of where this came
makes sense.
from.
I've seen the pictures of his family.
So that's what's fascinating about it. So it's this interesting '80s period piece comedy. But it, in theory, is all about his family, and no kidding, some of these things happened.
Well, I think, I think we've all got those stories in our families, haven't we?
Yeah.
I think if the house general, I think she takes everything literally when she sees American TV. She thinks it's real. She thinks, hang on, let me check if the door's shut.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm not getting burning in the back of the neck. So I think she thinks it's real.
Yeah.
That's how they all live, I said, no, they don't live like that. Yeah, they do. So,
yeah, we still have cowboys raging through the deserts in the West. Yeah. Definitely.
We'll save some of the other stuff.
Okay.
Because she is a star in her own lunchtime. She is absolutely.
I think we need to let that go. We're going to let that go. All right, man. I think we're going to wrap this up, man. This has been a lot of fun. I hope for everybody who's been watching this, I hope you liked it. Let me know. Give us all the feedback down in the comments. Obviously, keep it constructive. Although if you just want to say you suck, then whatever, go for it. But I think this is the direction I'm going to go with this. This has been a lot of fun, man. Good stuff. Let's see. So go to Edge of Insanity. Next, the code is down in the description. You'll have already seen it on the screen. Make sure you get your missions done. Patch is coming up this week, so get done whatever you need to get done before it shows up. Remember that my replays will break. Happens. So anything I've got stacked up, it's a good opportunity for me to delete all the old replays and things that I have stacked up, because I get a lot of stuff from you guys, which is good, not a complaint. Keep them coming. So I'll get the videos out for those as much as I can, and then we'll restart as of the time that 1.9 starts. And I think that's pretty much everything I wanted to say. Go to Edge of Insanity. I think I said that. Thanks to Air G. The code is below, and that's it, man. Y'all have a good Sunday. Stay healthy and safe. That's all I've got. Parting shots.
Yep, absolutely. Guido, thank you for bringing me in on your channel. It's been a blast. It's been fun. And I think if we can continue the motion and people like it, I mean, if people don't, it's fine. I'll go read poetry in the toilet or something. But yeah, everybody stay safe. And, this is not going to last forever. We'll be out of this soon enough and we'll get back to some form of normality at some point.
Right on, man. Cheers to you, Pilgrim, and everybody else. Later.
Cheers, guys.